You're still watching Prime Morning, and of course, it is time for the big interview. It's different. Of course, the May-Day edition of Big Interview is different. We are on deck. We are in the Western region. Chede. Second D, Papa, and it's different, not your regular show, but something different. I'm here with the man, the FOC for the Western Command. I'm loving this place, the Western Naval Command, and he is in the person of Commodore Kwafo. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Hope you are enjoying the experience.
I'm enjoying it. So today, what's my rank?
So you are a commander.
Commander. I love it. Yes. And I've received a lot of salutes this morning.
Yes.
The feeling is different.
Yes.
So you've received salutes for how many years?
For over 30 years. Yes.
Why did you choose to be in the service?
The Navy is an adventure. Navies are global, you know. So although we work in Ghana, your training, operations, and other activities take you global, you know. So while sitting here, my number of years of service have taken me all over the world.
What's your worst experience on sea?
My first day at sea.
What happened?
You know, we had ships which were very lively.
Okay.
These ones are quite comfortable. But, you know, standard warships, they're very lively, I talk about. Because they go out there, when the wave touches them, they recover. You know, so pitching and rolling. And normally your first day at sea, you don't need to stay long. 6 hours, you do 6 hours, 12 hours gradually before you do the 24 hours. But our first day at sea was for 24 hours. So it was a very good baptism of fire.
We hear some of them or some of you have to, because I don't know, I had to use them because I don't know if you also take some sort of alcohol to stabilize your system a bit when you're on sea.
In fact, alcohol is the worst thing you can take.
Okay.
I think if you want to be strong at sea, just eat. Eat well.
Eat well.
Eat well and just go.
What food is best to be eaten?
Something as light as kenke to have. That's my personal recommendation, you know.
Something as light as
kenke, if you can take it to help you. That's my personal experience.
Why, you can't eat on board?
No, you can eat.
But it's on
you
board.
Can eat. No. You can eat and you have to eat.
Okay.
You know, initially, for your first few days at sea, you might not feel so comfortable, but with time, sometimes within 24 hours, you'll be able to eat and just eat. It depends on the individual.
Right.
It depends on the individual's ability to adapt, you know, to that environment. So it depends on the individual.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Some people, no matter how you feel, your ability to work increases, you know. So it depends on the individual.
Right.
Yes.
Now, you have shown us a few things with regards to, you know, being at sea, our borders. Please explain to us, because for the ordinary Ghanaian who is watching, might not understand what the Navy, your job really is. So tell us more about your responsibilities as a Navy. Okay,
so like the Ghana Armed Forces as a whole, we safeguard the territorial integrity of the nation, Ghana. And our responsibility is to see what. So we safeguard the territorial integrity of Ghana's interest to see what.
Okay.
You know, so as it is now, we observe the border demarcations between Ghana and the Côte d'Ivoire, and that's for the Western Naval Command. And the Eastern Naval Command, they observe Ghana's demarcation with Togo.
Okay.
You know, so those lines are drawn in accordance with international conventions, maritime conventions, and we operate there. So we make sure that everyone that operates there operates within the law.
So we're getting on board now, myself and my team. We're making an arrest. We've seen some people on the borders of our water, and we want to arrest them. So myself and the team, officers are in charge. They are all seated, and our boat driver is ready. We've seen them, they are coming. We are getting intelligence that they are there. We're going to arrest all of them. So my officer will do the interrogation.
Barcelona. Why did?
So the officers think that they are here unauthorized, and so what is going to happen is that we're going to lead them to the shore where officers will interrogate them further, and if they need be, they'll be arrested. So this is how arrest possible interrogations are always done with the Navy, and so we're going to take them, follow them till they get to the point. If they try to resist or try to run away or anything like that, we've got officers who are also capable on board that have all the ammunition to ensure that we're able to stop them from running away. So it's an entire team operation that always happens when it comes to it. So we're going to get them to show to lead them from.
You know, and we protect everyone who does legitimate business, and we help arrest those who don't engage in legitimate business. We protect those who go to sea against piracy. Okay. We fight against drug smuggling, environmental pollution, human trafficking, illegal fishing. You know, we protect the oil fields. You know, we react to any emergencies, and we also cooperate with any state agency that has business at sea. Now, many state agencies have authority at sea because of the way you know, the environment is. Our first 12 nautical miles to seaward is called the territorial sea. It's part of Ghana's territory, and every law that applies on land applies there.
Every law? Every
law. It's called a territorial sea.
Okay.
You know, 12 nautical miles is about 20 kilometers. And, you know, so we have customs, we have all our Act 29, all the offenses. Now, if anyone commits an offense, there is committed an offense in Ghana.
So what was the last time somebody tried to do stowaway that you arrested the person?
Stowaway often happens at Takrady Port and Tema Port.
Okay.
And I think getting to the end of last year, there were reports of people trying to stow away, but they were picked up. You know, presently, as part of our cooperation, we have seconded an officer from the rank of commander to the Takrady Port to help them with their security issues.
Okay.
You know, to prevent that stowaway activities, yes.
So you don't go to war at all?
If there is war, we go. I have operated at ECOMOG from the very inception in 1990. We continued up to until ECOMOG went to Sierra Leone. We operated there, and we also took part in UN peacekeeping operations. So we don't call it war. We call all these things operations.
You spoke about the oil fields.
Yes.
We have 3 oil fields in Ghana.
Yes.
And you protect all 3?
Yes.
Right. So how many men do you actually have on board the oil field all the time? 247?
Okay, we have 2 ships.
Okay. Has there been any attack on the oil fields before?
It is not any attack, but the challenge there is our local fishermen.
Okay.
Yes. You know, the issue at sea is that anytime a vessel stops or any device that stops at sea aggregates fish. And when you use light underwater, you attract a lot of fish. So there's a lot of fish there in our oil fields. But our fishermen should not go there. They don't need to go there, because when they go there and their nets entangle the underwater operations, it costs the nation a lot. As far back as 2015, the Petroleum Commission was reporting that we used to spend about $50,000 a day, as at that time, if the nets of fishermen entangle the oil exploration equipment. So that is why we are there, and it's a running battle.
So we know that there was a, threat of certain, how do you call it? Was threat of terrorist attack. And it was more of the sub-region, submarine areas. So the question from Ghanaians, if we should have anything like this, how prepared is the Ghana Navy to fight our borders? That's our, our water borders.
Our closest to that experience, so when we started, we're experiencing piracy at sea. Because it's believed that the terrorist activities were sent to sea, and it manifested in the form of piracy. Piracy attacks on ships and others. So some of our eastern neighbors, pirates used to come from there. So what we've done is that we are protecting the most vulnerable, the fishing vessels, in fact the tuna vessels.
Okay, that's what you do.
Yes, we are protecting them because they are very vulnerable. Okay. They fished getting to our eastern board.
Right.
And they were most vulnerable. So we've given them the option. If they go in and they need our personnel, we put them on board.
So we are ready?
Yeah, we are ready.
So what's the criteria for one to be selected into the Navy?
First, you have to be Ghanaian. You have to be Ghanaian. And because of the nature of our military training doesn't forgive.
Okay.
So you require academic qualification. And your academic qualification will determine the branch you belong to, whether an officer or another rank. As officers, we have first degree holders for various qualifications taken into our various branches. We have also professionals like doctors, lawyers, engineers, So it depends on your qualification and also age.
Okay.
We have age limits.
What's the age limit?
The age limits vary. You have to minimum 17 and a half.
Okay, that's a minimum.
Minimum 17 and a half.
Okay.
But for graduates, I guess 24, 25.
Okay.
And also those, our men, also between 17 and a half to about 25, thereabout.
Okay.
For lawyers and doctors who by virtue of their education are likely to be older, we could extend the age to about 32 or thereabout.
What are the various professions in the Navy?
The Navy, we have, like on the ship,
okay,
we have the commanding officer, it's an executive officer. And normally we take the degrees which have science background, because sometimes it involves calculation.
Right.
And it involves straying into new areas like navigation, which may involve calculation. So we take those of the science background who are not afraid of mathematics. Right. We'll put them as executive officers, and then we have logistics officers who have various logistics branches. We have finance, we have accountants, we have various logistics courses, purchasing and supply, administration. We have administrators too, and we have engineers. We have electrical engineers, we have mechanical engineers with the various qualifications from our universities. Okay. And we have the men belonging to the various branches too.
So for the professions, do they go through the same training like everybody else? If you're a doctor, do you have to go through the same training like somebody who comes in as, an engineer?
Well, the training, there is a basic one for everybody.
Okay.
Then after that, you are given the necessary orientation to enable you function according to your branch.
Right.
So if we take a doctor, for instance, the period of training might be about 6 months, as against an executive officer who is younger, will do 18 months at the military academy. Well, when you come out, the doctor will be given, after 6 months, you come for orientation. You come on board the ship. We give you basic naval officer orientation course. Then you go back to perform your role as a medical officer. But further, we have promotion exams, which you have to. And we also have what we call the staff colleges.
Right.
The junior staff college and the senior staff college. So we have we have systems in place to train you at the beginning. And as you progress also, there are well laid out systems.
Okay. So what are the various ranks in the Navy?
So the various ranks in the Navy, we start as an officer. We start with what we call acting sub-lieutenant.
Okay.
Acting sub-lieutenant is just the beginning, less than 2 years.
So in the Army equivalent is
second lieutenant.
Okay.
You know, then from there we go to sub-lieutenant.
Okay.
So the sub-lieutenant is Army lieutenant.
Right.
You know, but we talk about naval lieutenant. Naval lieutenant, the equivalent is flight lieutenant, which is Army captain.
Army captain, okay.
Yes. Then we go from captain, we go to major. But we call it lieutenant commander.
Okay.
Yes. Then we come to commander, which you are wearing.
The lieutenant colonel. equivalent.
Lieutenant colonel.
Okay.
You know, yes.
Okay.
So commander, you know, they command the ships.
Right.
And also they command the battalions.
Okay.
Yes. From there you come to naval captain.
Right.
Naval captain, colonel.
Okay.
Yes, naval captain. So from naval captain, then you come to commodore. And Commodore is Brigadier General.
Okay.
Yes. Then you go to Rear Admiral, which is Major General.
Okay.
You know, yes. You go to Vice Admiral, which is Lieutenant General. You know, then you go to Admiral, which is General.
Okay.
You know, so it progresses.
Right.
They all have the equivalent Army, Navy, Air Force.
Okay. And anybody from either of the three forces can become the CDS at
Yes,
a point
exactly.
in time.
Exactly. Okay. It is not anybody. Those of the Army call them thief arms, those belonging to the fighting branches.
Which one is the fighting branch?
Like Air Force, you go to the pilots.
Okay.
They fight.
Okay.
The others support them to fight. The Army, they've got the infantry, they've got the engineers, they've got they are fighting, so they've got the fighting branch. In the Navy, the executive officer.
Okay.
The executive branch.
Okay.
You know, the executive branch. We come up to command the ships and command the commands. Right. You know, and become the service commanders. So
not a medical doctor?
No. The medical doctor
not an engineer.
Will command, the medical doctor will command the 37 military hospital. It's a medical institution.
Okay.
You know, and become Director General Medical.
Wow. Today we are learning a lot because you think that if you have a profession, then you can automatically become a CDS. But I'm getting to know it's not like that at all. Wow. The ship is actually moving. Are we moving?
We are not moving. We are just tossing at one place.
I can only imagine how it feels like
movement is when you change positions, but we are the same position. Just
it's quite different, I must say. Different being on sea and different being on land. I've been on land all my life. First time experiencing being on sea, so you can imagine how excited I am. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. Actually, it's been a great one, learning more about Ghana Navy today. I'm so excited. And Commodore Kwafo, you are doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
For the young ones who want to join the Ghana Navy, what do you have to tell them?
Okay, so they are welcome. The Navy provides a career. It could be a lifetime career. It provides opportunity for personal development. It's also an adventure. You'll be in Ghana, you start from Ghana, but you will tour the world, you will see the world. And the time you will leave the Navy, you'll be a better person than you joined. So if you want to serve your nation in a very noble capacity, try the Navy.
Try the Navy. Yeah. Thank you so much. Of course, we'll have more conversations because there's a man who's been to the center of the earth and we want to hear more about that story. So you have to stay with us. And we'll go on sea though. Right now, we are just balancing small, but we'll go on sea and show you more. You're still watching the May Day edition of Prime Morning. My name is Roselyn Felli. Do not tune out. We'll be right back.